How to progressive overload. In order to see continued progress in our fitness and bodybuilding journey, we need to be challenging our body. We won't continue to grow or improve if we do the same thing we've always done. This is where the principle of progressive overload comes into play. So here's how to progressive overload. Number 1, increase the load. The first and most obvious way that we can progressively overload is by adding more load to the bar. If 1 week you lifted 100 pounds, the next week try lifting 105 pounds, then 2 weeks later 110 pounds, then 115 pounds, and so on. Adding small incremental weight jumps is a great way to progressively overload, because adding more weight to the bar is going to create a larger degree of mechanical tension on the muscle. Number 2, increase the reps. The reality is some exercises are going to be harder to progress the weight on than others. Adding 5 pounds to your squat is a lot easier than adding 5 pounds to your lateral raise each week. This is where we can shift from progressing the load to progressing the amount of reps performed. Let's say last week you did 2 sets of 10 reps on your lateral raise. Okay, this week let's aim for 11 reps, then 12 reps next week, then 13 reps. This is another great way of progressively overloading, as we are increasing the amount of total work done within that set. Now, as important as progressive overload is, there is something we need to keep in mind. In order to get the most out of our progressions, we need to be keeping our form, execution, and technique standardized. What I mean by this is we should never be sacrificing our form in order to increase the load. Stick with the weight until you are confident with your execution at that weight, and then think about progressing the load or reps. This is going to make sure that progression isn't driving unnecessary fatigue or injury risk.